Hello, EXO, Penny Slam. Thanks for the lurk. Yeah, good to see you. Good to have someone in right now, directly to the beginning. Um, that feels always better. And yeah, last Sunday I was about to do a stream, but then Diva, guten Tag. Yeah, but then Pinker Panther was streaming, and his streams are. You're finally awake for Toby's stream, yeah. That's good. Good morning, good morning. Hello, Harris. Oh, did the sound alerts not work? Wait. I didn't test it. House cat dead, yeah. Did you hear the sound alerts? I didn't hear them. But maybe it's only one adjustment I have to do. Wait, let me do this. So my OBS was there was not the huge delay. I have to check for my monitoring so that I hear them as well. But here is something wild, not like it should be. One moment, please. Hold. Hold, please. So let's try again. I hear the sound alerts. I hope you as well. Please give me a short feedback also to the volume of my voice compared to the music. Is that okay? Wasn't streaming for some weeks, and OBS had an update, so there could be something wrong. No, it was sync, yeah. So then, and you heard the meow. Very good, very good. I'll skip that. You have the option, as you are first time in my stream, the option to choose between two different meows. Okay, a little bit high. I will decrease the volume, especially as I decided to go with a new Foo Fighters album today. It's a little bit louder style of music than we have often here with some chill hop thingy. Yeah. Yeah, good to have you here. I give it a try to stream today. Some of you may know that often health issues make it impossible for me to stream. Especially the ability to concentration is affected by my mental health problems. And yeah, as I was trying to say earlier that I wanted to stream last Sunday, there was a good day for me, and I felt like, okay, could give it a try, but then was my colleague from the Skylines launch, Pink Panda, streaming just before I wanted to go live. And yeah, then I decided, because his streams are more rare than mine, to be as mod in his stream. And today, nearly the same situation was going on, because Cityscapes started the stream an hour ago. But today I said, no, I want to do a short stream for 2-3 hours as well. And because the days are rare where I am able to stream, and I was a lot of building in the off stream in the last week, especially in the last week. It was possible again to concentrate on the game, and yeah, I feel good with having early Sunday afternoon here in Germany with you guys. Auscadet is has got evening, late evening, I think. Melbourne is 10 p.m. now. Don't know what time zone you are exactly. And yeah, Sativa just went up. Exo should be in the morning as well. And Harris, we had a stream before by Mr. Harris, and absolutely recommended, especially for highly detailed or high detailed, realistic style Northern American builds. Absolutely recommended. Okay, Exo, it's okay. Mornings are not existing ever. Okay. Yeah. Sativa, if you're still listening, I'm waiting for the vocabulary of the day by Sativalicious. I'm just opening my list for a new word or a new phrase, and yeah, I hope you will give me something new. Yeah, the flooding was not coming. So let's jump, or wait, not jump into the game, because the word of the day, the vocabulary of the day, is there. Lethargic. That's an easy one, because it's nearly the same in German. Lethargic is in German lethargisch. So it's exactly the same word, exactly the same how it developed, I think. And yeah. You are feeling lethargic. I know that feeling very, very well, Sativa. For me, it comes with my health issues. So in the last years, I know lethargic, being lethargic. Is it lethargic or lethargic? Is the th a real th, or more a t? Lethargic or lethargic? Lethargic. I would imagine, yeah, real th, lethargic. Yeah, that's often a little bit difficult to when the German word is the same word, then also written like Letthar, and then to spell it or pronounce it different when I speak English is more difficult than with words that I only know like that in English. So lethargic. Sativa, I hope this goes by fast. It's early morning. Give you some hours to get used to the day, I say often. Yeah, now let's jump into the game. Everything there, what should be there? Yes, chat is there. All right. I was building. You're feeling better already. Sometimes it's just good to speak out how you're feeling and or yeah how you are, and that makes the way open for a change of that. My personal experience, especially with serious mental health problems. So we built that part here, this intersection and this underpass area here, with this fast food shop, snack bar here. Time ago, we did that on stream, and also this this parking space here. And I went on here on this street, or around here, to finish the mod area. I changed a little bit the color of the grass here by using the forest surface color in this area around the mod, and I changed the path to another path. It's an invisible path with an vanilla decal added, and I made it like a little bit transparent, that the grass is looking through the color of the grass, and I like very much how that turned out. And I added the curbs on both sides, and added this is my sand texture here. Yeah, this is my sand texture coming like that, with more like a little bit more, with the settings I have, a little bit more rough, rocky style sand. Panda is there. Hello. Yeah, no worries, Panda. Do your thing. Thanks for stopping by. I saw you have been to Cityscape stream as well before. I was nearly about to say, okay, like it last Sunday when you were starting a stream. Oh, okay, Cityscapes is streaming. He was streaming so long, not streaming. I'm not there. So let's go there. But then I said, okay. It's so rare to my ability to stream at the moment, and let's go for the stream. So this mod area is in this part is finished, and I like how that turned out. It's a little bit difficult to get it done to have that more overgrown. So my my example for that area in different German cities, I had a look at that. This, for example, Münster or Nuremberg. This mod area is more overgrown by trees, but that's not so easy because we have this willows that are a little bit hangover, but most of the trees don't get this hangover style. Yeah, and if I had prop trees and could PO them, could be different, but yeah, that's not turning out like I want to. So here, this is a set for putting shops into the buildings, like I did here. And some of you that know my streams know that from other areas before as well. So I wanted to go on with that, but not today. And so I have a set here. And I like it very much to put just the textures of the windows. So I PO the buildings like, give you an example. So like a shop like that or something like that, and I PO it and get rid of everything what is not the window, and then I put it into the or I am able then to adjust it into better into the facade of the real buildings. Often these shops, if you put them completely in there, the facade of the shop and the facade of the house where you put it in are very different, and that looks unnatural. So this looks for me way more natural or realistic than that. And yeah, I have a set of these meanwhile of 10 buildings or 12 buildings that are prepared, and then it's not much work. It's only much work when you have to PO and work on them when you use them the first time. So yeah, this mod area, we have that parking area here. This is, so we have here a pathway for people to walk here. It's not that functional at the moment. I have to have a look how I got people more using that. And yeah, I like how that turns out. I tried always to keep some nice views onto the mod, the city wall, and the old town. And here I made another parking area in the style we had here, and I will go on with that on this side. And yeah, I worked a little bit also on the missing things around this overpass, this project I made beginning of the year, and found a solution. Yes, found a solution for the stuck sims that are here. The solution was to use another invisible pathway, and then it didn't happen again. Yeah, and this area still needs to be done, and yeah, as well the whole detailing mod area up to this bridge, and well, all the detailing here around. You didn't see that, Panda, you. Yeah, you didn't see that. I was building that. Yeah, when did I stream very regularly from the beginning of February or middle of February and until April, I think, or middle of April. And my example for that, or the idea, came up with something I know from Mainz in Germany. There's also between the Neustadt and the Rhine, over the Rheinstraße, is a green overpass. So an overpass what is also a park area. It's different like this, but the basic idea came from that. And yeah, maybe I went a little bit crazy with my creativity then, and this went out much bigger as planned. So yeah, but we have everything accessible, yeah, ramps and always ramps and stairs, or only ramps here on that part. We have a lot of sitting features. We have these nice planters here. I like very much as well the overgrown walls, some parts, and yeah, here's another ramp to have it accessible the whole part, but they don't want to use that, and so the Sims are really. Oh, thank you for the follow, Sarah Curb. Sarah Curb, thank you for the follow. And yeah, because so many paths are near together here, the Sims are doing crazy things. So for example, where do they do that regularly? I think here. Oh, with the trees you don't see that good. Often Sims go here and then switch to the pathway that is above. So the AI is not recognizing that one of the pathways is 10 meters higher than the other one. It's for the AI like a connection. And yeah, I went a little bit wild here, and with the detailing and the trees, it turns out really nice from my point of view. Especially when we have then the mort detailed in the background, and that was what my plan was from the beginning in October 2021 when I started this this project, to have like a green lung, a green stripe between the old town and the rest of the city here with this mod area. So I think that is yeah, turning out nice, with some things that were not possible to do, like I would like to, what I said with the trees, would be nice to be way more overgrown, but the only thing would be I spam it with these trees here all around. Yeah, but they are all also not low trees, so yeah, I decided to not go too wild with that. If you want to have an idea of, so this is only possible with procedural objects. Yeah. If you want to have an idea, oh, there are ads coming. Ads coming. Yeah, this is 80% PO, 10% trees, bushes, and so on, and 10% benches, bins, lamps, and pathways. So yeah, and this took some time. This took some time. Okay. What did I do? What else did I do? Yeah, that was my last streams before I needed a break or wasn't able anymore to stream, was building this interchange here and the bridges on both ends. And I went on with that a little bit with the detailing. So on this end, on this part, a lot of detailing is done with the signs, German sign style, and all markings, and the I think I need to add some words, some locations on the signs. Yeah, and all the green stuff and the guardrails here. And yeah, I think that's the style. We will go on all around here. Everything here is is taking way more time than I expected, but that's since I play the game, it's always like that. But everything when you are a detailer needs way more time than expected. I started to put the overpass supports here, and yeah, we'll go on from time to time with that. And yeah, and I did some planning for the road layout, how to go on here, and added some as well some height differences. It's not so easy to see that without the contour lines. So that we have different height levels here, because that makes it way more interesting to to work with, and as well with the result, because you are able. This is an example. Yeah, you with the different height levels, it becomes way more interesting to have the different heights of the buildings. And in this area, the buildings are all mixed up anyways. But here, this is more residential, and in the back part, it will be residential low. Will be the residential low, and yeah, there the terrain height differences will be very good for the result as well. Yeah, that's what to show, I think. And the last 2 days I was going on with this area here. We built this tram yard one time on stream, but I never detailed it. I never went on with that. Yeah, I added the poles, the wires, details with these yeah, overpasses over the rails, added yeah, some grass and so on the gravel here, a lot of decals around here, and the detailing is not finished. That could be something where we go on with now and finish this, or we do the detailing on this side, make that finished. This would be my ideas for today's stream. I won't stream too long today. It's wonderful weather outside, and I want to do a little hike and hang out outside later, especially when it gets hotter inside. And yeah, and for those of you who are still waiting for going on with the railway, I realized on the stream that I need a lot of concentration for getting the work with the rails done in a somewhat realistic way. And yeah, I wasn't able to watch the YouTube tutorials for railway and to have a look at real life locations. So and to figure out everything. So this is, I didn't went on with that. I still love this first industrial area here that we detailed. Still love that. I think that turned out very nicely here. Same with this. like that very much. No, EXO, just walls. So I can show you. So these are just retaining walls coming with the railway. And to have the rail yard with this texture, I did something what is not possible for too long. I used intersection marking tool and what, there are no fillers. It's not on, it's here. So I put between the rail tracks, I put an invisible pedestrian path. And there, that I did only for the option to put a filler there. So in intersection marking tool, gravel island, and used. What is happening with the music? Okay, there was a scratchy noise on my side, hopefully only on my side. And you have the option to use the textures of other themes you are subscribed to and that are enabled, but that you didn't use in the theme mixer. By the way, where is theme mixer gone? Maybe theme mixer is gone. I didn't see. It should be here in UUI, but maybe with the new UUI that didn't work. And now the button is somewhere lost. So that made it possible to put these fillers here. And if you look here, so I just made the fillers from this little pathway that is in the middle between the tracks, just made it wide enough to be the gravel or yeah, gravel dirt base for the rail yard. And yeah, that's very nice to have the option with this technique to get some other textures from themes, additional textures used. No, I think then it was Spotify side, EXO. Then it was Spotify side. Okay, let's have a look at this tram yard. So the idea of this is we have this tram depot that is on the workshop. And it's this building. And I think it's by Titan. And additional, and I combined bus depot and tram depot here with these two buildings. We have the bus yard here on this side, and I thought, okay, with this big city, this tram depot needs an outside tram yard as well for parking them and so on. And yeah, that's what it turned out. But a little bit of detailing with props is missing. And let's do that first. Get rid of this. And I would go into the industrial detailing list I made. There, I'm sure we will find props that we could use here. Let's put them here on this area first. What we could use. Don't need a worker here. Don't need props like that. Yeah, I could imagine to put this somewhere, maybe this. And from we could have you. This could be a use case for some of these little signs here. Chris! Yay! Ernie and Chris are there. Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm good today. Otherwise, you wouldn't see me streaming. Yeah. Last week was way better than the weeks before, and yeah, and I am feeling like that the stream today, a short stream, should be possible, and I wanted to give it a try. And yeah, so here we are. Thanks for stopping by for your stream. I hope you are streaming as well. This could be nice, or this. No hazardous chemicals here. Oh, this could be as well something. Wait, I need to get the music, and I would say we go on with Foo Fighters. Or I use the Foo Fighters radio now. Let's go for that. $72. Yeah, Chris. Okay. This is good. No 10,000 volts. Was get that. 72 minutes is quite much, but the highest loading times I know from Pink Panda and the Will CS, they were above 2 hours, 2.5 hours, with some saves and with not much RAM. And yeah, then you need to know when you want to play. Yeah, also nice. Yeah, I think that would do the trick with these I have now. Actually, your eye is twitching. 72 minutes, it's not too much. You should have a look at the build of Chris. Then you understand. Then you understand where those 72 minutes come from. Oh, this is better than this. Oh, put one of these as well here somewhere. No scrap pile. Don't need buckets here. All these things we don't need. We don't need another pile of pallets. Yeah, maybe this. Yeah, the shadow flickering, Harris. Did you ever not have shadow flickering in this game? The shadows are a mess. I don't know one. I don't know anyone who has no shadow flickering. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. A little bit depending on some settings as well, but yeah. I didn't see much, or I cannot remember anyone without shadow flickering, and even vanilla has often shadow flickering. Oh, these could be nice to be added here somewhere. Put this one here, and the other one there somewhere. A huge space. Would say we put the other one here. Let's adjust that directly. By the way, I love this song. This is for me absolutely party song. If I would be on a party and this song comes, does not need any alcohol or drugs, I would go wild directly. Yeah, I heard, Axel, there are people that are still partying. I didn't do it for a long time. Yeah, but I'm old. But even old people do party sometimes. What if this? There! Welcome! Oh, and I forgot a shout out. I forgot one shout out. I'm sorry. Was kept dead. Yeah, or the whole album of Black Gold on the Ceiling, El Camino, or the Black Keys are just great style of sound. And I was missing the shout out for Orscadet. I don't know Orscadet that long. I think 1-2 weeks ago. Regularly streaming in European mornings or noons and Australian evenings, and yeah, it's very, very, very yeah, comfy stream, very relaxed to be there, and yeah, absolutely recommendation to go there. Lolmonade is also here. Yeah, so many people are coming here today. That's feels really, really good that you say hello after I had a break of streaming. Yeah, Bear, I'm streaming because I'm feeling quite good. Yeah. My depression is not making. Thanks for the knock, Kahu. And oh, what Bear? What did you do, Bear? You subscribed. You subscribed. Thank you, Bear. I missed that. Thanks for the subscription. Yeah, I'm doing better. My depression is a little bit letting me, giving me some more abilities back, and yeah, now I'm able to stream today. Let's see what happens. How long my ability to concentrate, what is the main issue, what is bad for streaming and playing cities, is doing. And yeah, but still feeling good. 1 hour stream now, and 1-2 more hours should be possible. Chris, how did that come that you were on 16 minutes and then 70 plus again? What has changed? What did I miss? Yeah, the people do what for games they love, especially City Skylines modded, highly detailed. People have to suffer, have to be able to suffer. Let's go. Thanks for the sub there. And the update. The last update, because you were writing, or what I had in mind was as well, the update decreased your loading times. And then there came another update and it was increased again. Did I understand right? Okay, let's go on for selecting the props for the tram yard here. Or something like that. Be nice as well. Like this. And this. Most rundown. Could add some more. The texture is as well quite rundown. All right, Black Sabbath. Didn't hear that for a very long time. What's going on with the Vehicle or the these look better on these textures than these ones. And let's go for more of them. The color is fitting better, from my point of view. Thanks, Lolmanate. Lolmanate, how is your cities going? Are you playing or on break at the moment? Didn't see you streaming for a while, and but as well, I wasn't that much around Twitch to the hours when you were streaming, or yeah, when you used to stream. So oh yeah, lost saves are bad. But did you ask someone for help of the community? Because most of the saves can be rescued. So even if you ask me, I would be there for giving some support with that. And often it's possible to... Oh, System of a Dawn, also one of my most loved bands. The texture is fine for what that building is. I'm happy if not everything is high detail, high texture, because these minor things don't have to be like that. No, this game does not have mods. Yeah, especially you have, Chris, if you switch mods, you have to know what you are doing. And yeah, last updates, a lot of saves were broken because the people didn't know that they cannot switch easily over from EML, Prop Anarchy, Tree Anarchy to the new Prop and Tree mods. So okay, Luminate. But next time, if you ever try again, this could be something for an area here, around here, huh? Some trash. Somewhere there, we will put that. We could use... Oh, that could be a good addition. A city. This would be the same we like with the Black Keys. This somewhere on a party. This song has to be rocked. You cannot be somewhere where this song is played and not going crazy. So Illuminate, next time when something like that happens, there are so many helpful people in the community. Let us know. And my experience, about 80% of saves that are broken after the patch are recoverable. I'll put this as well on top of that. All right, keep on rolling. My neighbor's kitty is doing very, very, very well. She was here before some sleeping. It's quite hot at the moment here in Germany. We have around 30 degrees Celsius, and she was enjoying my cold stone floor I have in the apartment. Always good for detailing. Yeah. Cables are good here as well. Okay, let's work with this first. Oh, Stacy is there. Where? Takes takes a seat and watches the stream. Yeah. Short overview. This is the city so far, huh? Most of it highly detailed, or not finished with detailing, but yeah. Working on it nearly 2 years now. Stacy, if someone does not know that you can be called Stacy as well, how would you prefer your visible username NWFLGL to be spoken? The neighbor's cat Lomonade is half living here in my home. If you would ask her, she has 2 homes, one at the owner's home and one at my home. I'm still waiting that. I'm still waiting for the cat carrying some things from above the street, like some tools, some toys and things like that. Okay, let's first have a look where to put them. I think one of them, this one, be here. Hey guys, and don't forget, keep rolling. Always very important. Never stop to roll. Oh, this may be a little bit darker, huh? Okay, in this playlist seem to be only the bangers. She gets fed from so the story is the story. Yeah, see you later, Chris. Kept the story of this is I moved here, and this let's go into this for a moment. So I moved here nearly 2 years ago, and this apartment is on ground level and has a terrace where everyone where cats and everyone what can be entered from the front of the building. Yeah, it's right side of the building, and I moved here, and then I saw that 3 or 4 different cats are regularly on my terrace, and next to it is a little piece of wild grassland or something like that. Yeah, so next to the house, never where it's not alone. It's more wild, never mowed or something, and every day a lot of different cats came by, sitting there looking into the grass, trying to catch some mice there, or catching mice, mice. And I'm a cat lover, and so every time I saw a cat there, I went to the door to the terrace and opened it slowly, and was hoping to get in contact to a cat. So every cat I see on outside, I try to get in contact with, and yeah, the neighbor's cat, the visitor cat, what I call her, is was the only one what was not running away or hissing at me directly, and I never had that before as well. No cat, all as well, not my own cats. No cat was ever hissing at me, and here in this village, 2 different cats were hissing at me. Yeah, and this cat, I opened the door. She made a few steps back to be safe, and then I went a little bit down and talked to her, and yeah, then she came directly to me. I could crawl her, and she was very interested. And I went out on the terrace and sat down, and she directly came to me, sat on me, lie down on me. So we loved each other from the first moment. Nothing else would be correct to say. And yeah, and turned out that every day we had contact, and I think the second or the third day we knew each other. I had the terrace door open for getting fresh air in, and yeah, then the cat came and directly went in and explored the whole apartment, and I was sitting on the sofa, and she came to me, lying directly on me, on my breast. Yeah, with her face. Yeah, here directly in front of my face, and I was crawling, and she left it, and yeah, that's the story. And for sure, then at that time I had a girlfriend, and was a lot more time at the apartment with my girlfriend, and we had a cat together there, and the cat there, there was were some treats that the cat there, our cat, refused, and yeah, then I thought, okay, I take them with me and try if the cat um, at my new apartment likes them, and yeah, she likes that, and yeah, I don't think everyone who knows cats knows what that didn't lead to that she likes me less when I gave her a treat. And she got a treat here where she got the crawls as well. And the cat is from the neighbor, and there are two cats, and she does not like her brother. So she is a she and has a brother. And yeah, I think she likes it very much to have her own space here, and treats that she does not have to share with this with her brother. And Stacey, thank you. And yeah, meanwhile, 1.5 years later, I have to say, so I was 2 times owner of a cat in my life, and a lot of cats were around me always. But even to my own cats, I not had that strong relationship like to this neighbor's cat. And luckily, when I found out where she belongs to, I went there and talked to them and said them that she tends to be more and more here. And they said, "Hey, it's okay, and it's also okay to give her treats." And yeah, so yeah, it's fine. It's like having a cat without having a cat. Okay. What did I do? Ah, these were needed to be fixed. This is a song that we heard on Moose's. Hey, Fanny, I heard that. I heard that. What did you have to your last meal? Yeah, so this cat story is is wonderful. Um, and I have to say she's my best friend since um, I broke up with my girlfriend, and in this area where I live, I don't know much people, but this cat is giving me company, and it's great. And especially, yeah, with my depression issues, this cat is worth a million. Meow. I think these would be there. Maybe these two as well, and let's put one of that. Really? I know that song, but I never realized the sound that comes first. Okay. Was a bong sound, yeah, if you know, for cannabis consumption, bong. I think it's the same word everywhere. Glass pipes. White stripes as well. Yeah, great band. Never saw them live. A bit too near, I think. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I like dogs as well. Uh, and I would say sometimes dogs are a little bit more closer, or tend to be have a closer relationship often. Yeah, from my experiences. But yeah, they are also, if you don't, yeah, if you have something else to do, the dog is often always in the near, and you have to go out with him for his needs. And the cat is so, I like so much that that cats are that what's the word? Sometimes I'm missing words are that should not missed, should not be missed. Um, More inde yeah, independent. It's a good word, or autonomous, um, than yeah, than dogs, and that is what I like. But as well, yeah, if you need your pet. Oh, what? Okay, we have today a rock day, a real rock day. Let's put that here. Yeah, and yeah, if you want to cuddle a dog, um, I think the dog is more reliable. That he will be there when you want him to be there. But yeah, a cat just comes to you even if you are crying. From my experience, when she wants to come. Yeah, and oh, this is too much now here. Oh, I was. This song is so much my youth. It's so much. This is soundtrack of my youth. Yeah. So I think I'm more a cat person than a dog person, but I'm also I also love dogs. So this I don't want to use. This, and this, this. I want to use here for sure. Yeah, I have to say I love the neighbor's cat as well, really. And I also love the cat I had with my former girlfriend, but yeah, there was no other opportunity than leaving him at her place. Yeah. Yeah. House cat dead. Definitely. Um, yeah, I would say that happened with that cat. So it's just it's developing um all the time, and I had that with other cats as well. A relationship to a cat, but I think it's to a dog as well, or to any yeah, another word in German, Lebewesen. But that's how you learn creatures or anime anime being. Yeah, that a relationship is evolving all the time, and never had that relation to like to that cat, but as well to the cat we had that the apartment of my girlfriend was a good relationship. But yeah, I realized the longer the cat has or keeps up having good experience with you, a good relationship, they're more and more trusted there. And now this cat was really liking liked really from the first minute to be pet everything around the head, especially, or on the back. But the belly was for more than 1 year a no-go area. Yeah, but now she's laying down, and I can touch the belly without being a hold with her paws and her claws first. There's that much trust now. Still looking a bit empty here. Leave them here as well. More drums. Up. Welcome. And thanks for the lurk. Have a good work day. Oh, it's so good to see you all here. And Tar Heel, yeah. Thanks for the resubscription. Thank you so much. And Tar Heel, awesome City Skylines streamer, and we are waiting to come back to New Vegas Bay. Could happen every day now. On the other end, someone very interested into football. So I mean that European football, yeah, the real football. And he was playing a lot of FIFA and the last month Football Manager. So who's interested into that? Well, absolutely subscription worth. And so hyped to be back in New Vegas Bay. And I heard it could happen. It could happen. Yeah, and another shout out to Plop. Did I miss some messages? Yeah. For those who are new here to my stream, please have a look at the channel point redemptions. I have got a lot of City Skylines radio stations for only 6,000 channel points to get, and then there are as well the content creator packs, high-tech buildings, Art Deco, and European Suburbia, 12,000 channel points, the upgrade pack, City Skylines Deluxe, and the mini DLC Concerts, and the full DLC Sunset Harbor, Green Cities, Industries, and Park Life, and as well one City Skylines base game. So if anyone needs something or knows someone who needs some of these, yeah, it's not that much time you have to be in my stream to be able to get one. So what? I think this. Oh no, not that one. I think this one can be used more often here, and we should. Do we have a security camera? And another save I used. I had one, and I have to sub to one. Yeah, I need a security camera prop. Ads coming soon. Hi, Supido! Hey, good to see you. Hope you have a wonderful Sunday. Yeah. Same as last Sunday, I was in the mood and saw the ability to stream. And this time, again, last Sunday, Tinker Panda was starting his stream before me, and I said, yeah, okay, I will be in his stream instead of streaming myself. And today, Cityscapes did that, but I said no. Now I want to do a stream myself. So here. Then I put some of them around. That size. Oh, it feels so good to be able to stream. Was also feeling good to be able to build again and to have enough concentration to build last week in my city, but be able to have a stream and being able to concentrate on chat, talking, and building feels so good. Tahil, how is New Vegas Bay doing? Please let me know. or let us know. Did you go on with getting it ready for streaming? Okay. What else? Is here. I think we should put this on the fence here. Did Tar Heel tell us something to the topic of New Vegas Bay before? No. Thought I missed something maybe? And these we take with us. Oh, what the heck is this playlist? Porn, absolutely my youth in the 90s as well, or early 2000s. I'm still waiting for, or I was a long time waiting for an option to see Korn live. Don't know if they it's they are if they are as good as they were, or I think they are still together. Maybe that's enough. Over that. So all props we chose our gun. But still it feels so empty. Although this should be more an abandoned thing. Yeah, some buildings that were used earlier very regularly, but these days not that much anymore, only a little bit of storage or something like that. It's always the same. I come back with the ideas when I load in and into the save another time. Here was not streaming cities since October, I think. Here with that office building, this modern office building, and maybe some stores or restaurants come into that part. I made a little parking area here, and I made an entrance to the park garage, and to be able to put some real parking spaces there as well. And yeah, let's make that parking space here. Here, some of that would fit. And we have some shorter ones. Or here's 60. Maybe the other ones are better. Yeah. Stupido. Imagine. Where does this building come from? Workshop or DLC? How good do you know me? How good do you know me? So I would put mainly parking for electric vehicles and handicapped people here. Now let's start with them. No answer so far by Supido. Oh, with the with the explanation of why you choose that answer. Nice. Yeah, workshop. Yeah, like 95% of everything you see in this build. Yeah, it's by Sven Berlin. Wedding, Berlin wedding. Getting old. Haha. Better make that jokes when you are the oldest in the room. Would like to put that on that line. Yeah. Always welcome, Sublo. Always welcome. Sharing links. I've put my trust in you. Let's search for parking here. And no, no, no. Ah, here. That's too much. Yeah. Yeah, another 3 is not possible there. 1 would fit. Yeah, I think that's it there. And now give me planter. think I should do what I always did in these situations, for that fitting the best. Should be GO. It's not scaling. Wrong button. Wrong key on the keyboard. All right. Riekest, moin. Wie geht's? How are things? Things are existing. Yeah, I know that situation very well. These, yeah, the status existing, nothing more, nothing less. Matt, top ski Topson. Matt, you are nearly as creative with my name as Ubud. How are you doing, Matt? Long time no see. I know. For sure my fault. I was not able to stream, but yeah, I was watching some streams and didn't meet you anywhere. Hope you're good. Why does that need to be much taller here? But it's not enough space to put another parking space in there. And then, yeah, okay, we do it like that. Or not move to. No, I messed it up. I wanted to copy. Hobbiton. Oh, okay. Yeah, it still needs name, and I don't think it would be too difficult to find one, but I always have to prioritize what I put my energy in. And yeah, for 2 years now, the name was not important enough for that. So yeah, we have some other suggestions for the name, and I just wanted to take some time to sort out what I like most. Oh wait, what I like most, and there was the idea behind was to have a name that represents what the whole region I try to get my inspiration from. So Central Europe. I was looking for a name where maybe very often used town or city names from Germany, Poland, Czech Republic, maybe Netherlands a bit. Find a artificial name that represents that. And yeah, always other things were more important than to put energy into that. Altengrad, yeah. So you understand cricket salad? What? Yeah, something like that. Altengrad, yeah. But I won't use Altengrad because I think I get a copyright warning then. Oh, reminder for saving the game. I get copyright problems then. Maybe Acras will directly send a letter from his lawyers. So yeah, but something like that, yes. I need a line, white line. Alrighty. Oh, Oscar Dead. There, I missed it. Yeah, unfortunately, don't have to explain. Yeah, you are way in front of our time. Yeah, have a good night. And yeah, I was very happy to see you here, and hope to catch your next stream. Hobbits. Yeah, there are German cities in the east of Germany, especially what have its in the in the last part, but yeah, the Slavic its. Yeah, Matt, you are a perfect. your knowledge of history and society and all these things in Europe and is perfect. Hobbits. I don't need my name in any way in there. We had one one idea by Genesis was the main idea by Genesis was this Rotter burst chin. So Rotter for the Netherlands and burst chin, yeah, Polish or Slavic thing, but there is not enough German in. Right. Not too sure if something will change here with the rails, but yeah, because of that, we won't detail that now. Let's make that. Let's finish that side of the depot. What's this? I needed a gate here. Where is that gate? It was not my aim to go for that rocky style music here today, but it happened. It just happened. There's no color map, huh? No. And it's not P-oval. That means we have to adjust the other ones to that. That was what I meant. Yeah, Matt is really good in those history things. Yeah. I don't think it's if I take an hour time to my idea was to have a look what are the most usual parts that you find in German and in Czech and in Polish city names. Yeah, like Grad, Berg, Burg, or in Netherlands it would be Dam, or what you had in your idea with the Slavic its, yeah. So to create a name out of different of these parts, different of these parts that are very often used in those countries for towns, villages, cities, and yeah, to make an artificial word out of them. That was the main idea, but I never took time to get that done. So from this side, without shadow, the color of this and this looks the same. But here, it looks very different. And it's so dark on that side. So that's weird. So we cannot scale this, so we have to scale the other ones. And I will make them all PO. And then we realized that I cannot make them PO because they are current conforming. Would like to use that fence. And that fence is, yeah, is the fitting to the gate. Where do I have him? Ah, here. And there is only terrain conforming. Let's have a look. Leave it like that with a height difference. Or we can scale. Yeah, we can scale with prop anarchy. But that is cannot scale more than that. Oh no. And the behavior is bad. I only want to get it higher, and that's not possible. Okay, then we do it like that. We just do it like that. Broken asset? What is broken? Yeah, that's true, Greekist. That's true. So like Cologne, Köln, or Mainz. Yeah, there are, and that could be an could fit to the story as well, because a lot of Roman city foundings happened at rivers, especially where two rivers are flowing into one. So, yeah. That fence gate is broken. Why is it broken? Ah, with the lightning, you mean, only. I think it was always like that. I think it was... No, this is looking different. Why? Okay. Let's have a look. If I turn it around, it's bright. We do that different. We don't need two entrances. But I would have preferred the other one. Because where they should drive here. Yeah. It is what it is. Interestingly, every Polish town with their spin, like yeah, Ulstin, like that, Bark or Borg suffix was originally founded by German-speaking settlers. Might sound shocking, but medieval Polish dukes were very keen on German immigrants, and For centuries, German settlement was encouraged to the point where in the mid 14th century, more than 10% of the Polish population were Germans. Yeah, Krakow, Wrocław, Gdańsk, yeah. Yeah. I knew that a lot of Germans came there before the beginning of the or in very early times of civilization. But yeah, your knowledge is again and again making me speechless. Did you have, Matt, did you have to look that up a little bit, or what is that just in your head? What you, for example, what you wrote there? Yeah. So dates and things like that. I would like to have inside. I would like to have gravel. You have different gravel options there. Where was that gravel? Oh, another epic song. Where was this gravel? And I cannot read because of the. There is it. There. And it would be nice if this base from the building in game wouldn't be there. I would like that. But we cannot bob that away. And I want to leave it a functional building for electricity. I already knew it. And the Greek is the that I want to have the gate on this side is not because of the building. It's because of the entrance from here. Yeah. Because an entrance, here's no real entrance for a vehicle to that. But it's looking awful. You are right. You're right. It's looking awful. So don't care. Now I know why I did that. The width is different between those two. And that makes it necessary, and we cannot PO them and scale them. That made it necessary to have that gate in that part on this side as well. But you know what I'm doing? Maybe just putting it around like this, and yeah. I was in my youth never really interested in history. It came a little bit later. So I was mainly interested in the earlier history, like World War II things, World War I things, but not these older things, not medieval times or ancient times. And later the interest came, but yeah, you never or I never spent time on that. Get that knowledge. But just watching some documentaries or reading some stuff when it crosses my way. So that's what I'm doing. I'm picking up knowledge like that. Yeah, I read about Wroclaw and the name different names. Yeah, because it's or I knew that not the Czech. I didn't know that there is a Czech history that I didn't knew, but yeah, it was Breslau after the German Nazis went there, and yeah, it's a very known city when you have a look at the World War history. So yeah, there was some minor knowledge on my side. Yeah, I think this is good. I like that. A what? Yeah, there you see my history knowledge is only half baked. You can say it like that. I should drink something. I wanted to do something and then I forgot what. Ah, yeah. Entrance should be as well with that. Maybe we should PO this here. Where did it go? Ah, I did a mistake. Put it down first and I have to PO with move it. Oh, you had history in your Abitur? Ah, okay, interesting. And do you have results now, or just waiting for it, Greekest? Hmm. Or another month. Oh, my fingers crossed. My fingers crossed. Yeah, I think we do that like that. Silesia? What is Silesia? Don't know the. Maybe I don't know the English word. Ah, okay. Silesia is English for Schlesian. Okay, yeah. Highly contested throughout the centuries. Originally Czech, it was conquered by Poland in the 10th century. Then the Silesian Duchess rejoined Czechia in mid of the 1300s or the 14th century. Then it became part of the Habsburg monarchy in 1525, and shortly after that, German became the only official language. Before that, it was a mix of Czech, German, and Polish, depending on the duchy. Prussia conquered it in the 18th century, so it became German roughly 200 years before. Yeah, and that was what I meant with my interest when we had that in school. Or history took my attention, my interest first with Industrial Revolution. Everything before was for me in that age that's so far away. Yeah. Um, but from the point of Industrial Revolution, I was interested. Yeah. Um, I was always interested in this industry production thing, the development of that, technical things, and yeah, from that point, Industrial Revolution, and for my thought from beginning of the 19th century, I got more interest into history, but I never was a history guy. I would never have had the idea to put it into my exams for the Abitur or other, or I would never had thought even thought of going on with his history lessons when I was able to choose to not have history lessons. Yeah. Ah, you're also from Silesia. I knew a lot of people from Silesia, and two of my former girlfriends years ago were born there and were then moved then or immigrated then to Germany, and yeah, and it was always topic that I was interested in. Also with the parents of them or the grandparents, this situation they always were talking. They in Germany they are not Germans. In Poland they are not Polish, or other way around. In Germany they are Poles, and in Poland they are Germans. And yeah, this situation with Silesia, um, and with the different people there are, yeah, mainly or often German, with German history. I was looking for pavement. Do we go for pavement here, or do we go for asphalt here? Let's have a look. Work with the curbless roads. This is too narrow. That's too much. Although not really, yeah? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. What's with the narrow walkway? So all the kids in the stream, be concentrated. This is History Sunday today in chat. History Sunday with Matt Weisenberg and Greekist Salad. Oh, slightly Polish. I didn't hear that often from a Silesian from Silesian people, that they see themselves connected in a way to Polish, Poland. Yeah, but what I said, it was for me the same. Yeah, they were Polish immigrants for me. I never thought about, okay, they are, and that's why they were allowed to immigrate in the late 80s to Germany, because they were people with German roots. I think this is so narrow for doing that. Would not make sense to go back there. If only this small part here. And then we need another road here. That entrance needs to be then this one. And we need to go on with the part of this without curve. A no snapping. I just read the history lesson. Please hold. Hold. Please hold. I read the history lesson. Oh, there are really that schools that have minority schools. Oh, right. Okay. I didn't know that. Ah, okay. Yeah. So this Ostsiedlung, this is the Nazi going Ost things. 3 months of history lessons. Yay! I really like that. I told you that very often that I like that to have these talks on stream. Yeah, so this Ostsiedlung is only, yeah, the problem is that were the Nazis. Yeah. That were, oh I don't, does not say someone that my head was cut. And everything what is connected with nationalism, with the Nazis, is that bad. Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, I had the feeling as well that a lot of Polish people, or I was in school with a lot of Polish people, or yeah, what I call Polish people. A lot of them were not those real Poles that were Silesian or as well, and but immigrated from Poland, and was always like was always like the Germans were always the bad, yeah, or the bad neighbors, yeah, and I felt this is as it is most of the times something what is maybe a bit not seen from all perspectives and not seen in the as a whole, I would say. Yeah, what you say over for your mom, that's what I meant with the what I was saying about the immigrants that came to Germany from Poland, and even from Russia, when or the Soviet Union states to Germany in the 80s or the early 90s as well. Let's see. Let's see. We can make that nice. Fitting together here. I think we need more nodes here. I know, Matt. It's in Germany a little bit the same, that people don't really, or even when I went to school, yeah, it's not clear, or it was not clear to everybody, that this with the nationalities was not the thing or not that much a thing in earlier days. Even the or that migration was in the centuries before a totally common thing. Yeah. So we had a huge discussion in Germany. Yeah. When did it appear first? I don't know. Or maybe the first time I had that discussion in the society, or I realized that discussion, was 2000s, a bit later. Yeah, and every time when a lot of migrants are coming to Germany, yeah, people say, oh, no, why does Germany has to take so many migrants again? But and then there comes the discussion about, is Germany a classical land of immigration? And yes, it is. If you look back in history, yeah, and yeah, a lot of people don't want that, yeah, especially the nationalist people, but as well a lot of people that usually are not that much for nationalism. Let's don't want to add another node there. What if you would like that? Oh, another banger. Want it different. And fine-tuning, we need node controller. Yeah. This Kulturkampf topic, yes. Culture. fight between the cultures, yeah. Maybe some of you realized before, or I talked about that this nationalism thinking is something what I understand that, but I completely disagree with those ideas. Yeah, and yeah, but unfortunately, a lot of people tend to be more like that than to give that thinking up. What is, from my point of view, very much needed. Pennsylvania Dutch group, of course, in Pennsylvania. Yeah. Think this could turn out like we want, or like I want. And one idea is now um, was I was watching for where is the other circle here, but it's in the ditch. So could this be an option? To just make it like that. But I think on this end, this could be, there it becomes difficult to do it like that. And then we skip it here as well and put a surface into the area. Oh, this song is or can be very emotional for me. I don't think I need that now, although it's a very good song. But what is this? This is not flat. This is higher than this. We have to use clipping here. Thought I could get it done without the clipping. Turn that around. I chose this piece to have some more vertices to work with. Ah, now I know what is weird for me. This note is too high. Is it? Looks like. I'm a little bit unsure. It's this thing here, but this won't be an area where we have closer looks at. So I think the problem is that a lot of nodes here are not on the same level. No, this whole part, what I used is not flat. Okay. Let's do it the way that we are used to. And now, draw. Enjoy the lurk, Supido, and I will end stream soon. I want to touch some grass and yeah, have some time outside with the nice weather. And I realize my concentration goes down. So it's time to wrap up soon. I'm a Euro-federalist. The union, not of nations, but a federation state made up of all European countries, regions. Yeah. Yeah, Greekist. That's what I said often here in stream with that air coming as well with that. What is going on here? With that idea of the city, yeah. I feel for a long time, I feel like more like a like someone European, more I feel more like a European than as a German. Yeah, what I said before. Yeah, I don't like this thinking in nationalities, and but I like the European idea, although a lot of things are not working good, but that's everywhere the same. Yeah, all countries, a lot of things are thought in a good way, but not well made. But yeah, I would like to see Europe as a as a big a united Europe of different people with, and I don't want to say that there are no differences between nations or between people from different areas. Yeah, I wouldn't call it nations. And it's good to have these differences, but it's not good to think that one is better than the other. Yeah, I will finish this for a moment. Be Benio. And then we will do a city tour before wrapping up the stream. Hope that's okay for you. Need to go more minimum up to here, huh? And the fine tuning I will do off stream later. All right, let's me save the game. Let's switch into what is going on here. My UI is not complete. I need to go down, huh? No, that's still weird. That is still weird. But why is there... it's the procedural objects button that hides what I'm looking for. Who said you should be there? Okay. No, not that. But here's still something missing from the UI, I think. But yeah. Here are the missing buttons here. This will be better, or isn't it? Where is that button? What is going on here? And why? I missed the button for the... Oh, here are a lot of buttons over each other. Okay. Don't know when that happened, but it happened. And now we are in the cinematic camera. All right. Let's do a short city tour. Not that long one. We do sometimes with an hour or 1.5 hour. I want to do something else as well. So I chose a map from the workshop. Two rivers, very well known, old map. I adjusted some things. I made some mountains narrower or lower, not narrower. I worked a bit on the fields here, for sure, other textures and so on. I chose this as the core part of the city. A lot of other creators building on that map, so this is meant to be the center part of the city, but I wanted to make it different. Meanwhile, I thought, why? Yeah, once a decision made, as a detailer, it's not so easy to change that. And my main goal was to build a Central European city with a huge old town. Before we go into the old town, what does a city need when you start a new city in City Skylines? It needs energy, and in this case, waste and energy is one part. It's a waste to energy plant, power plant. So this was one of the first things I built, and as well detailed like this. And then you need water treatment. This is my take of the water treatment for this city. Some real life inspiration I got from the water treatment plant of Mainz in Germany. And later we added a THW, Technisches Hilfswerk. It's a disaster response unit for technical issues in Germany, and I think in Austria as well. And but that I built a bit later. So the main area I was building for more than a year on was this old town, and this is only the half of the old town, but of course this river island should be old town as well. Maybe I start with this soon. We have a moat and a city wall, and at every entrance to the old town we have this city gate, and I built a lot with the Titan buildings, Baroque Renaissance buildings, a lot of timberwood houses here. In this part, the details are or beside the little farmers markets here. And didn't detail that much at that time at the beginning because I was on my laptop. Oh, there were ads that I should have skipped for the city tour. Sorry for that. Yeah, I was still on my laptop at that time, and I didn't know what to expect of a desktop PC. How many detailing is possible, and so if we move from here over the city over to where we are now, or especially the marina area, when we move there, you will see that the amount of detail, what was that? Okay. The amount of detail will increase. We have a just hospital here that has different parts of the building, an older part and two newer parts. We have the central cathedral of the city here and the central plaza of the old town. Here is we have tram networks in the city, and I tried to catch a Central European old town in a way. So from the road layout, an old town existing from medieval times, and so not much straight roads, not the typical grid style we see often in city skylines, but that means a lot of work to place all the buildings and to adjust them to each other. And we have here some details around this building with the different restaurants and cafes. I built a outside terrace building here with PO a lot, and we have this little city castle here, what turned out very nice, I think. This is the oldest part of the old town with a lot of Gothic buildings from Poland, like this town hall and these buildings you see here. Fictitious! Welcome. Hope you're doing good. And yeah, another highlights of the old town are this boardwalk area here for tourists and people. I'm good as well. Otherwise, if I would be quite good, you wouldn't see me streaming. And that was why you didn't see me streaming for a longer time. So if you see me streaming, it's always a good sign. And last week was quite good, I have to say. There were 2 days a little bit difficult, but yeah. Yeah, and then we have this river island here with the historical museum. Because should be doing a little city tour and then I wrap up stream because I'm streaming now 3 hours. That was about what I had in mind when I started, and I want to catch the sun a bit outside and touch grass. So we have here some very old buildings here, like this chapel, and we have these walkways for pedestrians over here to that island. And the core part of this island is this old mill. And yeah, this is as well. Something what I like very much, this park area next to that church, and with these little shops in here. And then we nearly come to the end of this old town part. And switch first over to the moat area here, because that is special. It's a little bit wider here, and this is a park area with a community sports field, some parking you saw, and a huge skate park. Maybe this is quite huge for European standard. Yeah, really, you were lucky, Fictitious, that you caught me. Would have ended 10 minutes before as well. Yeah, and around this main road and the moat and the city wall, a lot of detailing, for example, here in the backyards is missing. The work with the buildings has finished. That was where we were today. And yeah, a very special thing is this green parkified overpass area here from the old town. This pedestrian entrance to the old town over to that area. Very much PO, very yeah, very much work with the visible pathways to get that done, to get it functional. And here I have just a set of things that I want to use in this area. Yeah, I think that path is quite unique. Yeah, don't know if someone else did something like that before in cities. I don't have in mind someone who did something like that. I'm proud of that. And here we have some offices, office area here around, and small industrial area here. I tried the trains, but and that was working, but I didn't set it up completely. Let's see. Yeah, there is one train running. That was my test train. So the tracks and the connection to the main station is working. Paris. Yeah, Vicious, you're right. I was thinking, what should I do here? And this is only used sometimes if for smaller trucks, especially when a truck like that is standing in this box. No way. But when I added this building, this storage building, the limitations of that area were set. yeah, because a lot of things around were built, and so it was no option to change the road or something to have more space here. And yeah, that's why it is what it is. Yeah, and last but not least, I think I have to show the redeveloped marina area here. My first Places and Promenades pedestrian zone area. Directly connected to that park and to the old town here from this end. We have a little event location here, and this is mixed out of office, modern residential, commercial, hotels. So, oh, sorry. So this this was a lot of work, and I like it very much. How that turned out. A lot of different heights we have, all these connection paths here in between. Sometimes more, sometimes less used. And happy little details everywhere. Put a lot of, oh, excuse me, signs and things like that to the buildings, to the shops. Here is the City Skylines 2 monument. And here, big event location and museum. And on this side, it's the real marina part with rowing club, boat club, yachting club. Yeah. First to park, last to leave. Yeah, that's for sure for that. And this is yeah, one of my most loved projects in the city. This residential area part here with these buildings, different shapes of these buildings are on the workshop, and building this residential complex area here over different surface levels, and we have an entrance into a parking garage here, and here's an exit for the parking garage or a parking deck as well. Details on balconies and everything. Yeah, and this is the core part of or one of the core parts of the pedestrian zone area, and I decided to sync that node down so that we had the opportunity to have this, what comes with that building, on a level of this road, and this as an entrance to the pedestrian zone area. And I like that. I think that turned out well. So that should be enough for now. I need to wrap it up. Let's have a look if Cityscapes is still there. Be right back. What be right back? What is he doing? We have several options. I would like to rate cityscapes, good friend, and still there. I asked how many he has to reload the game at the moment. And the other thing would be to go to Chris. Those very good friends. The City Skylines community. So let's see if... Okay, Cityscapes says he's back in game in around 2 minutes. Yes, we're raiding out. I want to touch grass and I want to wrap it up here. My concentration is going down. Yeah, thanks, Harris. Yeah, we will wait or slow down a bit so that Cityscapes has the opportunity to be in game before we raid him. Thanks, Penny.
You are watching a master at work.
Thank you very much, and thanks for being here, and thanks for the for all of you for being here. It was like I've never been away, and let's go into this scene. Like I never have been away, and yeah, that I enjoyed very much. I'm myself very happy that it was a good stream. Oh, Nibi, no, I'm too late. Oh, you're never too late, but yeah, you will catch me another time. Thanks for stopping by, and yeah, we will raid over. And this song we cannot use for the end of stream. This song we can use. Yeah, I hope I'm able to stream more regularly again, but as most of you know, my depression is deciding. Yeah, that's not my will. It's not anymore going against the depression. The fight is over. I have to find a way to live with it and not against it. And yeah, so if my health is doing okay, I'm doing a stream in the next days again. But it's a lot of up and down, and I'm not sure, or I'm never sure what's happening the next day. So yeah, Foo Fighters. Penny, we heard the new Foo Fighters album at the beginning of the stream completely. And this is one of my most loved songs by Foo Fighters, for me, I have to say. And yeah, that's what it is with my health issues. I hope to be back. This was a very nice Sunday afternoon for me with you all. And hope you have a nice rest of Sunday wherever you are on the world, and yeah, let's get the raid started. We have a raid message for everyone. And one for the subscribers. Please grab your one. And yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for the subscriptions, Matt, and Tatar Heel and Lone Bear. And thanks for the new follows. And see you soon.